Hey guys, we're going to be discussing Julian Edelman, Jadeveon Clowney, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Kobe Bryant. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started, guys. The question is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? Short answer, hell no. Okay? First off, 0 Pro Bowls. I mean, let's start right there. To be honest, I think the argument should stop right there. It doesn't move forward from there. 0 Pro Bowls, that means you're not top 10, you're not a top 10 receiver 1 year in your 11-year career. That makes zero sense. If you think if you even have a chance at being a Hall of Famer, it doesn't make any sense at all. Next thing, 36 touchdowns in 11 years. Come on now. Like, this isn't, it's about averaging about 3 touchdowns, maybe 3.25 per year. That's not, you're not a Hall of Famer. Let's be honest. And what's crazy is there's a faction of Patriots fans, and this is coming from a Patriots fan, that there's a faction of Patriots fans that are just delirious. That because he has a Super Bowl MVP, that because he had that crazy catch against the Falcons in the Super Bowl, just because he has a crazy number of yards, over 1,000 in the playoffs, that he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. It doesn't make any sense. Because if you do play with Tom Brady, you're going to be in a few Super Bowls. That doesn't automatically get you into the Hall of Fame. Julian Edelman might be a great guy. He might be a good player. But in no universe is he a Hall of Fame player. When you have people like Sterling Sharp, you have Reggie Wayne, Ocho Cinco, they're dying to get into the Hall of Fame. He doesn't have a right in that conversation. And to me, it's downright disrespectful, if you want to be honest. When it comes to the Clowney signing by the Browns, I have a few concerns. Okay, my number one concern is that it's a 1-year deal. Okay, 1-year deals are telling me that the team isn't as invested in him as if they would do a 3-year or 4-year. And he's not that invested for signing the 1 year either. It's kind of, I call it assassin contracts. Okay, you have one job this year only, or maybe even a prove it contract. But it tells me that they're not sure about him. He's not sure about them, and it's kind of touch and go for this year. Next concern is that he's had 5 knee surgeries, which is a big issue in itself. But not only that, he's been on 4 teams in 3 years. It sounds like situations that aren't working out. And we can't blame those 4 teams rather than blame him because he's the common denominator. It sounds like no one really wants to commit to him. I know for a fact he was looking for a major mega deal when he was playing with the Texans, and they wouldn't give it to him. Something's not right with the entire situation. Specifically with the knee surgeries, he's had several meniscus tears and cleanups. I know the meniscus surgeries, the cleanup surgeries, is taking away his knee cushion, which most of the time is a longer term issue, but with the amount of force, especially when he's turning the corner and trying to get to the quarterback, that's a lot of pressure on those knees. And if your cushion's already been cleaned up and taken away, especially after 5 surgeries, I'm pretty sure there's not enough cushion to last long term. Obviously, teams should be aware of that. It could explain the 1-year deal concept, but it's definitely concerning. One good thing about it is that the signing is perfect for the Browns' game plan, right? So their whole game plan is run it down your throat, take time off the clock. Also, we're going to pass rush your quarterback till he makes mistakes. So we take up time on the clock and we make your quarterback make mistakes, turn the ball over. Okay, with him and Myles Garrett on the opposite sides of each other and going right at that quarterback, on paper, it's a perfect fit. On paper, it's a perfect fit. Now, whether it would turn out, let's just say he gets hurt again, which isn't out of the question, or just something happens. It is the Browns, so literally anything that could go wrong will go wrong. But on paper, it's a perfect fit. You want your guys, NASCAR speeding right to the quarterback, stripping, which Myles Garrett has proven. He's even willing to hit a guy with a helmet. But I think the guy's a beast. He's got a crazy motor on him too. And Clowney's proven in certain situations, obviously he's had 2 non-sack years, that he can rush the quarterback. When LaMarcus came out with his retirement announcement, it hit home. He said he was diagnosed with an irregular heartbeat. He said after his last game, it got even worse. And it hit home for me. I had a good friend die in middle school from an irregular heartbeat, RIP Javaris. It could literally strike at any moment and could kill him. From a guy who's had a 15-year career, dedicated his life to the game, I'm pretty sure it's really hard for him to step away on that note. We all know he wanted to win a championship with the Nets. Whether you like that decision or not, it doesn't matter at this point. Obviously, the bigger issue at hand is him choosing his life over the game that he dedicated his entire life for. And that's a hard decision to make, I'm sure. But for him, it was life and death. I hate to get serious, but that's the decision that he had to make. With that being said, I think he deserves his flowers, man. We have to give him his props. He spent 7 or 8 years with Portland. After that, he signed with the Spurs. He spent about half his career with them too. I do think he goes underappreciated, especially being a 7-time All-Star. I believe he 3 All-Pro or All-NBA teams. I'm sorry. Especially being in places like Portland, he's going to be underappreciated. Being in, going to the Spurs post Tim Duncan prime championship years, you're going to get underappreciated. But obviously, I think everybody knows he was excellent in that, left low post area where he could just turn around, pop that jumper on you. Obviously, that was his skill set. Again, I believe he deserves his props, and he deserves his flowers. He dedicated his life to the game. Again, it was announced that Michael Jordan is going to be giving Kobe Bryant's Hall of Fame speech. It's a very poetic ending, not to Kobe's life, but his own court success. The guy that you look up to the most is going to be giving your Hall of Fame speech because you're not here. It's the one guy, he studied, he mimicked, he looked up to, he loved his best. Kobe said, it's his best friend, his big brother. It's just a very poetic ending to everything. And I'm interested in seeing how the speech goes, especially with, when Michael gave Kobe's eulogy, he was crying and, he couldn't stop, and that amount of emotion. I'm pretty sure we're going to see that same emotion again. Which I think we can speak for all NBA fans that we love seeing that emotional side to Jordan now. It makes him seem human compared to when he played the game and it was, slit your throat. I'm going to score 30 on you and win the championship, and then I'm going to do it again next year. And now he's, the humanized as he's gotten older. And I think that Kobe would be happy. I think that's what makes it the poetic ending that it deserves. And I think it's going to be a special one. Guys, if you appreciate the content in the video, please like and subscribe. Support the page as much as possible. I want to keep pumping this stuff out. And I'm dedicated to giving you some of the best content out there and giving my opinions. And I think this is going to be an amazing ride. So thank you. First video is a wrap. Woo-woo!